Hi guys, what's going on? And welcome back to another video on Conqueror's Blade. So, unexpectedly, Liaos Rangers. Wasn't really planning or expecting to do a video on these guys, to be honest. Wasn't really in the plan, but someone prompted me to give them a go while I was on stream the other day, and kind of enjoyed them while I was on stream. Saw that they were able to completely wipe a unit of Reapers, really with no losses at all, and that kind of got me thinking, I wonder what these guys could really be about. So I thought I've been kind of playing with them, been enjoying them quite a lot. As you can see, a load of unit kits that I'm missing are fairly expensive to maintain all this stuff, but still, there we go. That's what you get for fun units. And yeah, I've been really having a lot of fun with them. Veterancy line-wise, I've got them down the bottom. Now, this was set up from when they really first came out back in Season 6, I think it was. They were obviously a promoted unit of the Fire Lancers. You can still unlock them, but you have to go back to the Season 6 unit challenges to obviously do that to get the promotion to promote your Fire Lancers. And this is really focusing on the Devastation, which is their third ability here. It's not really a charge, it's sort of like a sort of semi-frenzy mode. So you're sort of moving the forwards almost in like a charge with X, and then right as they're kind of on top of the unit, you're activating your Devastation, and the unit sort of surges forwards and sort of swings wildly, shoots, and sort of goes a little bit ham, and actually does an awful lot of damage. Of course, we still have the base bludgeon, so where they just swing in an AoE arc, does a lot of damage, does quite a lot of damage and knockback to enemy units. As it says, they are immune to dazed while they're using this. And of course, we have the little gun charge. Mostly just use the gun charge for targeting enemy heroes. You'll see it's quite fun just to use, just to basically snipe enemy heroes when you're nice and close to them. Obviously, 3 formations. For me, wedge obviously is the way to go. Same really with all cavalry. And in terms of stats, they are, or at least they feel, relatively tanky. 13,000 hit points and sort of high 600s on the piercing and slashing defense. They seem to hold up really quite well, though, almost better than their defensive stats would suggest. But it may be in part due to some of the sort of daze immunity they get, which may stop them from getting stunned quite so easily, so they don't pick up quite so much damage, etc. In terms of doctrines, I've got 2 basically Liaos-specific doctrines from the challenges at the time. The movement speed, as well as the increased bludgeon damage. We could, I suppose, have put on a 3-second cooldown reduction on bludgeon. I don't think that would be an unreasonable thing to do. And we have got a piercing defense doctrine on there, which I'm also not really sure about either, to be honest. We've also got a blunt damage and then a little bit of a health doctrine. But anyway, this was more a random video rather than sort of a real proper revisit. I just kind of was enjoying playing them, and I don't think I've really played them and since they got sort of nerfed towards the end of Season 6. Start of Season 7, so yeah, let's hop into them, see what we can do, see if we can bludgeon some people to death with our Liaos Rangers. So we kick things off with a little bit of White Elk Fork. Fork? Or maybe even it's a fort. It could be a giant fork, but it seems unlikely. Anyway, the 8 points under threat, and I've got my Liaos out, and basically trying to do the classic rear charge. And yeah, they're not looking. It pans out kind of nicely. We can get round the back, waiting till I'm close, wait till the unit's in, then I go on with the 3. See the devastation, how the unit just gets a massive speed boost, kind of goes ham, starts swinging. Once I'm in, going on with my bludgeon, using that kind of to get the extra effectiveness, picking up kills. Quite a few kills here picking up. We do a bit of extra damage. Use the gun charge just to try and get the enemy hero as he runs away. And it works, we pick up 2 more hero kills as we're just about to get out. There's absolute chaos. But look, we lost 3 units, and we wiped out 30, 40 units, a couple of enemy heroes. These Liaos can be super effective like that, and that's what I mean when I said before we started this clip, they're kind of tanky, or they feel tanky, and I'm not quite sure what it is that makes that the case, but they feel really, really strong from time to time. Anyway, that certainly went pretty well, but if you notice, we've lost the supply point, and we know there's going to be enemies coming down this section here. We turn up, we've got some Jav Sergeants, followed by Cavalry. I go forwards, go straight on with my Devastation. The unit actually turns kind of a little bit away from the Javs that I kind of wanted to get. But we lock down the enemy maul, help get him finished off, pushing the unit through, dealt with the enemy Cav as well, taking a little bit of damage but not a lot. And I go in pursuit of the Dual Blades, because I didn't really want him to be able to get away. So we're kind of following around. We're on horseback, trying to catch up. Miss him. We can still see him, though. You can just see the shadow of him. But as he come around, unit of palace guards. Well, the only thing I've got on cooldown was my gun charge, so I go straight in with that. We do get locked by the dual blades, but I go on with my bludgeon. We get a friendly dual blades turn up as well. And the unit just obliterates these palace guards because they're now not able to get in any sort of brace formation. And still we haven't taken any more losses. We get up to 80 kills now with the unit. These guys are so effective, it seems, in the current meta. And that's kind of why I was really surprised when I played them on stream the other day. I've not played them for ages, don't really see anyone else playing them. I think because they're just considered a unit that's not been very good after they got nerfed, 3 or 4 seasons ago. But actually, they seem to be performing really well. I mean, honestly, you saw how they dealt with the enemy units earlier on, and then how they can just deal with the palace guards and push through them. Not to mention they seem to be pretty effective hero killers as well. But anyway, we've still got some of the unit left. And really, the key now is to decide when and where I want to make my move. We've only got a couple of minutes left on the game, so I actually could go out the breach in the rule on the far right side. Or I'm also concerned that considering the troop numbers are still relatively close, then they could make another solid push on A, in which case, we can try and repeat a similar move. So that's kind of what I'm loitering around for. A little bit of time later, and the enemy didn't really make much of an A push. So that's why I'm kind of pulling the unit to me, trying to find an opportunity. But as we come down, we've got Kheshigs. I push the unit forwards, I go straight on with the devastation. And look who wins, with a bit of bludgeoning as well. They actually kill Kheshigs quite effectively. The blunt damage is really quite nice, and it causes stun when it hits the Kheshigs. Seem to wipe the unit out really quite nicely. Although, this is where we're about to go wrong. As we pull out the wall, there's a couple more enemy cav coming. I didn't really want to go head on again in the open. So I try and pull the unit basically back in, which we get in time, but then I try and wheel on the enemy cavalry as it comes round. And had it been the only unit of cavalry and a little bit more stuff on cooldown, we might have been okay. But a second unit of armigers comes in. We try and control them slightly, but unfortunately we then get a third unit of cavalry coming in. And yeah, that's a little bit too much for even the Liaos to deal with. But still, we got ourselves almost 100 kills and a handful of hero kills. Next up, Shield of the Capital. I hate this map. But anyway, we have just captured the A point, moved down and got the supply. So I'm moving out with my Liaos. Obviously in front of us we see a unit of men-at-arms. Can't deny I was quite excited. It wasn't actually my intended target. I want to deal with the guy who's outside the walls, sort of basically spawn camping. So we go in anyway, we grab a few of the kills and chase this musket. And this is how you use the gun charge, or at least this is how I use the gun charge. Wait for it. Pop. Because it auto-fires them, gets them to all fire at once in the charge angle. And because we're able to stun that hero with our hero on a horse, then it basically meant he was stationary, all the shots hit, and he basically gets insta-killed by the loud charge. Anyway, back to what I wanted to do at the start, which was deal with the guy on the outside. So as we come back in, he comes in, and I have to make my move. I immediately go on with my bludgeon, we deal with all the enemy cav, and then I want to try and hunt down the enemy hero. Same thing again, he tries to go upstairs, we just get the gun charge off, and just catch him as he tries to make his way up the stairs. Only just, but we just managed to get the clip on him. Really seeing that the Liaos are quite effective against enemy cavalry, or at least that's kind of how I've found them to be so far. But anyway, with that dead, pushing back on and looking for my opportunity really to push the base point, because that's really where we want to be. As we come around, we've got a couple of enemy heroes pushing down though, and these kind of seem the opportunity. And as they push forwards and start to engage this enemy hero, we can come in. Of course, a little bit of Evo Slayer of Peasants. We can just go on with our devastation, get the enemy heroes locked down, start to push the unit into it, go on with the bludgeon, and there we go, we're in. We try and get a little gun charge on him right at the end, but we only get the assist, unfortunately, and we pull the unit back round. But for enemy hero killing, really, they're a very fun unit for this sort of thing. So now it's really a case of how can we get in kind of on base point. And the unit actually seems to work quite well as, I don't know what to say, like a suicide unit, but almost. Just for sort of getting stuck in, they honestly seem to do quite a lot of damage. Push into these Iron Reapers, just go straight on with the bludgeon, and actually we do a really good chunk of damage against these Reapers. Grab ourselves a hero kill. Unfortunately, can't quite get the trebuchet off, but still picking up damage. pull the unit out a little bit, go on with the devastation, and the unit just sort of keeps going ham. And it picks us up a good number of kills by the end. And yeah, I just think they're a testament to how well they seem to work. Even sometimes on the AoE swings, activating that bludgeon, picking up a number of kills in each swing because they have a decent AoE range to them. And yeah, they just seem to work really, really well as a unit, makes them really enjoyable. And so, that's really my conclusion about Liaos so far. Honestly, a really, really fun unit. Would recommend them, particularly if you've got them already unlocked. Certainly well worth checking out because the damage they can do is really, really kind of insane. But anyway, hopefully you've enjoyed the video. If you have, do let me know what you think in the comments down below. And of course, subscribe to the channel for lots more Conqueror's Blade content. Thanks for watching, guys, and I shall see you all on the next one.